Good morning and welcome. It is Friday, the 22nd of July. I am Flat Cap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Alright, coming up today, we've got a normal staking day. It's £20 day. I've got 3 lucky 15s and I've got some cross race doubles as well. So that is coming up. Before we do that, we will do the review of, not yesterday, because we didn't have a video yesterday. We'll do the review of Wednesday. We'll have a mention on the 2 horses I put up on the review that ran yesterday. And then we'll have a word on the golf. So busy day. All right, so Wednesday, how did we do? I got it as 20 on, 27 back exactly, but I'm pretty confident there'll be some of you that got more than that because certainly with Bet 1 would have been, with Bet 365 would have been better. So Southwell. So first leg of all these lucky 15s on Wednesday got turned over comfortably, and then the rest of it was pretty decent. So that was beaten. Then 220 Algaia. It looked at one point like it was going to hold on for the lead and then faded at 8-1. It was third. Badgery went in 6-1. Nice winner. And then Steel River, it just needed about probably 5 more yards. I think it would have got there. It was done by a neck for 10-1. So a win in 2 places. Very, very close to having 2 wins in a place. We'll take what we've got. But yeah, if you did it with Bet 365, I'm pretty sure the prices were better. So that was Bet 1 from Wednesday. Bet 2, Prince's Rock, it was close but not quite close enough. Baker's Boy placed at 14s. O'Reilly's Pass, no. And Mr. Strutter, again, it was coming super fast to finish. That probably needed about 30 yards and it would have won, but it was a place double on their legs 2 and 4. Then we had Bet 3. First leg went down, then second leg, that was my value horse of the day in that big field. It only went for 1, and Stormy Jen, I'm hoping some of you got 66s because in the morning it was 40s, went to 50s, most of the afternoon it was 66 across the board, and then right before the off it got smashed to 16s. Ran a great race, was third. We only had it with a double. Walking the Walk was 4th, and then One Roy was 1 out of the places unfortunately. So it was a single return on Stormy Jen and the place double. So that was that. So 20 on, 27 back. So I think off the top of my head it was about £8 or £9 down for the week on my stats. So not far off really. So we'll see how we go with that. Then Thursday's bet. So I didn't do any bets on the channel on Thursday, but those of you who read the review on Wednesday will have seen, I know quite a few of you did, I put up 2 horses that basically were horses that are run once or twice, running against mostly unraced horses, and the unraced horses had good pedigrees, which pushed the prices out for the horses that had run. And I said it was worth go singles and a double. So Tia Downwell was the first one, 345 at Yarmouth yesterday. 18-1 that horse was. That is an outrageous price. It's a 5-horse race. One was clearly a donkey. One looked all right on paper, but generally the yard doesn't do well first time out. You've then got a horse at the front of the market, which was only 4-7. That should have been a lot shorter in my book than 4-7, the favourite that won. So 4-7, I think was value in the price. But the other unraced horse that went off at 13-8, it never should have been that price. But basically it pushed Tia Downwell to 18s. For me, Tia Downwell should have been about 7-1 in that race. So it ran a great race, came second. So if you've done those in singles, you should have made a little small profit on that. But 18-1, quarter of the odds is a really nice price. But I could not believe that SP to 18s. I was convinced that was going to go single figures by the off. And then the last one, the 7 o'clock Leopardstown yesterday, Commander Sayer, that was the one I originally put it up at 125s. It drifted to 200s in the morning, which again it was a silly price. I said on my comments, I think it's really, that should be about 25s. By the time it got to the off, it was 33s, which I think is ballpark and is a fair price. They had a good go. It went from the front, but it couldn't hold on, and it ended up coming last. But I stand by, the value was worth it. So had I seen that horse at 25s, I would have walked past it. But the fact it was at 125s when I first looked at it is why I went for it. And it's what I keep trying to explain here is it's not always about trying to find the winner. It's about the value. And if you bet enough horses that are overpriced, and that was 200s backed into 33-1. 33-1 was the truer price. There was a ton of value in it. It didn't obviously get framed. But if you back enough of those horses in those situations, there's enough of a percentage of them will make the frame to make a profit. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, what have we got today? Well, I quite like some of the stuff we've got today, but there's been a lot of market moves overnight, and some of it has impacted the way I've done the bet, and some of it I've left it to explain it to you. And I'm not doing it so I can say this horse was amazing price last night and now it's not. But I want to try and articulate that sometimes I make equations around, I liked it last night, but for the channel, it's not right. So, if I was putting out a video last night, I'd have done it. If I was doing a video this morning, I wouldn't have done it. Some, I liked it last night. I still like it today, but much, much, much less. It's worth doing, but the value is there, is not there in the same way. Okay, let's talk you through it. What have we got? So this is the bet that's been most significantly impacted by the market. So the two Thirsk ones in particular, and I've left the bet how I was going to do it, but the value is really sunk there. So you wouldn't want the two Thirsk ones to go much lower than that at all. So the 110 at Thirsk, so we're starting early, Coley's Coco. It was 25s in places last night. It's now 15-2. That is a huge, huge price shift. 15-2 is getting in a much more fairer price. It's an inconsistent horse, but it's got the quality to come out in the frame, definitely that horse. And Sophie Clements is riding it, has got on well with it before when she's ridden it. So 25 was a massive, massive price. 15-2 is an okay price. It's better than average, but there's not much more value in it. The 135 then, Uttoxeter, Charlie Brun, 12-1. That one's held. I like that price. 325 Thirsk, that one's been smashed as well. That was 18s last night, 9s now. It's just about viable. I wouldn't want it to go lower than 8 really. And then the 450 Ascot Percy's Pride at 14s. So I've done it as a 20p each way lucky 15, and I've done a double on the two Thirsks, the Coley's Coco and Thackeray. But clearly 25s and 18s would have been so much nicer than 15-2 and 9-1. The price change doesn't impact the chance of the horse running well. It just means that more people have got on it and agree that the price originally last night wasn't so good. So as I said though before and many times, I worry less about price moves in the night before, early in the morning. It's stuff like Stormy Jen in the last 20 minutes of that race that got backed into 16s from 66s. Those are the ones that where just before the off, where actually that's more meaningful money has gone on that. So that's bet one. Then bet two, I've done some cross doubles. I am denied about the cross doubles because I was looking at the 520 York. Sky are 5 places if it holds 11 runners, which is an amazing race to look at if you're a Sky customer, because most bookies are paying 3. Sky are 5 on the 520, but 1 non-runner and it will knock it down to 4. But if it holds at that before the off, it's well worth looking at that 520. If they're still paying 5 places at 5 o'clock, I'd be having a right good go at that 520. I've got a horse later on, but I've done the cross doubles here. So 450 Ascot on the 625 York. This is my preferred race. Sky are 4, and on this one Sky are 5, which is better than other bookies. So I think most bookies are 3 and most bookies are 4. So I should have said that as well. Actually, all bets today are definitely preferable with Sky. So all bets on this one. So I've done the 450 Percy's Pride and Fairmac 14s and 12s with in the 625 York Admiralty and Surprise Package 4 times 25p each way doubles. So all combinations of doubles on those two. Percy's Pride and Surprise Package are in my lucky 15s. I haven't done the other two. So if there were any non-runners in any of the bets, I'd be looking at Fairmac as my first substitute to shove in, or Admiralty. So that's bet 2. Bet 3, we've got a bit of price moves here. We've got a biggie as well. So 520 York, this one's come in a bit now. 13-2 is just about as low as I'd want to go on that, and Ebury. It's probably better price elsewhere because this is the 520 where Sky are 5 places, so the market's artificially low on Sky Bet. So 13-2 Ebury starting off with. Then the 545 is the really big field handicap at Cork, and I've had a right good go through, and I'm in a very similar place to Stormy Jen on Wednesday. I've gone for 1 and I've gone for a big price, and it's almost the rank outsider. I think the market has massively overlooked that horse, so that is my value horse of the day. So yeah, very much out this similar ilk of Stormy Jen. Big field going on that one. There's 24 runners or something like that. So it's really hard. Statistically, you've got a 1 in 4 chance of getting placed, but when you're backing a 50-1 shot that's running in a handicap for the first time, you never really quite know. The trainer has got three for it's a family run situation with the owner and the trainer. They've got 3 in the race, which is rare for that trainer because it doesn't have that many horses. But I think that's the one to be on hastily at 50s. It's paying 6 places on Bet365, Sky, and I think Paddy. So watch out for that. If you're betting the single, definitely try and have a look for, I think it's Bet365 and Paddy that are paying 6 places, and you'll get best price guaranteed. Then the 625 York surprise package, mentioned that one, and then we're finishing off the other lucky 15 here with Universal Focus at Down Royal, 8 o'clock, 18-1. 20p each way lucky 15. We've got 50p each way single on hastily. And then last one, I've got last lucky 15, lower value one, so I'm doing a lower stake on this. Some of these are definitely a bit riskier than the other 8 I've got in lucky 15. So clearly the other 8 aren't guaranteed, are they? But these are slightly more riskier. So 5:30 Down Royal, Tiamara 14s, 6 o'clock Down Royal, Wait a Little 28s, 7 o'clock Down Royal, Miss Florentine 12s, finishing off 7:15 Cork, Harmony Rose 16. That's just a 15 pence each way, lucky 15, 450, takes us to the £20 stake for the day. All right, that is today's Friday bets. And then word on the golf. Let's just have a quick check. So I've got the latest leaderboard. Mixed, but I'd say more good than bad on the golf this week. We've got a lot of golfers across the tournaments. So if I start with the Senior Open, Langer had a decent first round, so he's in the mix for our cross tournament Trixie bet. So we'll see how we go. Wes Short played some good stuff, but he also played some terrible stuff. So he's finding himself a bit off the pace. He's 6 or 7 shots from placing, so it doesn't look like he's going to get there playing that inconsistently. Then in the 3M Open over in the States, Bryce Garnett put in an absolute cracker for us on the single bets. So he's currently tied 3rd, so that's a nice place to be. And then Bo Hogue, unfortunately, hit a couple of I think did he hit a couple of doubles? Yeah, he won double bogey and a few other bogeys, so he's well off the pace at the moment. So we need Bo Hogue to turn it around today. And then in some of the side bets we've got, no other Korean guys has had a good first round. He's 2 under, tied 17th, and then Callum Tarrant did okay. He's level par, tied 37th. So it was a steady enough round. He's close enough in there. And then the Kazoo Classic, we've got a lot. But in terms of single bets, Oliver Farr had a good first 8, 3 under. Shinkwin was 3 under. Whitnell wasn't too bad, 1 under. So the single bets are okay. And then the side bets, Ben Tarrio in the main lucky 15 is currently tied best Spanish. Easton's having a good day, South African. He is hit 3 birdies today. So there's nobody massively out of it, and there's a few in contention. So I think it's all to play for, really, without me boring you and going through absolutely everything on there. So it's all to play for in the golf. All right, that is where I'll leave it today. It was a bit of a long one, but we haven't been around for 2 days. So hopefully you didn't miss me too much. Some of you might have had a brilliant bit of respite and have decided you don't need to have me in your lives anymore and won't be watching anymore. It's a shame. But for anyone who's come back, thanks. Much appreciated. Much appreciate all the comments you guys put out. It's lovely. And people that like the videos, like you don't have to, but I really appreciate it when you do. So thanks very much. All right. See you in the morning for Saturday. Looks fairly decent Saturday, and then next week we've got Galway and Goodwood to look forward to. What I would say is, and this might be a terrible thing to say for some of you, I'm not a massive fan of Glorious Goodwood in terms of betting. So it's a spectacle, lovely, but the Goodwood is one of the worst tracks in the world for hard luck stories and getting done over in running. So yeah, I'm not a massive fan. I won't be going big on Goodwood. I'll have some selections for Goodwood, but I won't be going massive. And Galway, I like Galway, but I'll be picking and choosing where to chuck my ammo at Galway, because it does go on all week, Galway. So Galway and Goodwood next week. So some interesting meetings to look forward to.
but I'm not going to do anything different or special. But I think given the fact that those are in there might be some decent quality big fields. It's likely to be normal state most days, I would think, next week. All right. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.